A year ago, I took my first steps as Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest and had absolutely no idea what was in store for me. I made a commitment to myself right then and there that if I was going to be Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest for a year, then I was going to do it as 100% Zoe. I've always been someone that's a little feisty, a little fiery, and a little stubborn. I came into this year one version of Zoe, and I have come out another. And let me tell you, I can say from the bottom of my heart that I am prouder of this version of Zoe than I have ever been. But I couldn't have done this without the army of support that I have had this year. First and foremost, I need to thank my mom and my Ben. The two of you are never fazed when I come at you with a new idea or a new dream out of the blue. And I think both of you had the same reaction when I said, I'm going to run for Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest this year. Okay, Zoe. But you have both been such tremendous cheerleaders for me. Whether you're walking alongside the Maple Leaf during parades, attending appearances with me, being my personal photographers, cheering me on at my best, or picking me up at my worst, thank you for loving every inch of my heart, Princess Zoe or not. I also would be wrong if I didn't thank my babies, Hippo and Miso, for lovingly getting cat hair all over my dresses and dirndls this year. To the rest of my family, my dad, my brother, my grandparents, my Opa and Oma, my aunts, uncles, and cousins, thank you for all supporting me in your own ways. Thank you for coming to the competitions, for following my journey on social media, and even for wearing your Father of Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest button at work. To my church family, I was terrified when I had to go to my loving community and admit that I might be a little MIA for the next 365 days. But I was blown away by the amount of support I've received from my Onalaska United Methodist Church. From church members coming and supporting me in parades, to the church hosting a Miss Wisconsin watch party, I have felt the love and support of my congregation and, of course, God, who I've leaned on heavily during the past year. To my Fest family, everyone told me that my Fest family would become my real family, but I was not prepared for what exactly that meant. This year, I gained 6 new dads, 7 new moms, and 1 new brother, and I am not exaggerating. I don't even think that I can put into words what this family means to me. In fact, when I met everyone just 3 days after being crowned, and Doug said that his bedtime was 9 p.m., I knew that this was the family for me. Douglas and Kimberly have taken me under their wings as a daughter, supporting me at Miss Wisconsin, taking care of my fur babies, making sure that I am always fed and hydrated, and making sure that my downstairs neighbor stays in line. Doug has been dedicated to my health, happiness, and safety since the minute he found out who his miss was. Sorry, you two, but you are never getting rid of me. With Doug and Kim also came a bonus brother and sister, Zach and Maddie, who have also made me feel so loved and supported this year. Sandy, when we drove home together from a Fest appearance and got to spend a few hours together in the car, I felt like I connected with you on a deeply personal level. It was also incredibly special to get to know your mother this year, as well as hear story after story of your family's origins in Oktoberfest. I will never forget when I was first introduced as Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest 2022 at the top of the stairs in the Weber Center. CT came up to me and said, "I'm CT, I'm your Grenadier General." And I said, "Okay, cool, sounds awesome." I will fully admit now that I really didn't have a grasp on what that meant. But I quickly adopted CT and Sue as my super mom and super dad, and I have called them that all year long. Mike and Penny quickly became another bonus set of parents for me, even though Mike calls me Princess in a very ironic way. All jokes aside, I am so grateful for the time we've all spent at the Jorgensen residence, the time we've spent with the real Princess Bella, and all of the second Tuesdays of the month when Mike, Dave, and the rest of the Oktoberfest family help out cooking my church's community dinner. Liam, my bonus brother, who would barely look at me when we first met, and who now will run into my arms to give me a hug. Liam, who in the midst of a Fest family dinner will be sitting on the couch watching the movie music on repeat. Liam, whose first mission in any new place is to find the nearest Alexa to talk to. And Robert and Kimberly, you both deserve awards for being advocates, fighters, and 2 of the most resilient people I've ever met. And you love Harry Potter, which was an instant win in my book. I've known for a year that part of this year's pageant was writing a farewell speech. But what I didn't know was how much sooner I would be saying farewell to such a special part of the family. Donna, I know you're listening from up above, and I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the hugs, the laughs, and of course, the coffee runs. We all love you so much, and I would ask now for a moment of silence as we remember the light in this world that was Donna. And Dave, thank you for the endless laughs. Dave always knows which jokes to make when, and even when he's going through an unbearably dark time, manages to find the light and the love. And to Mark and Stephanie, thank you for your dedication and love not only to our Fest family, but to Oktoberfest as a whole. I would not trade this family for anything. To the Grenadier Corps, talk about some of the most amazing people I have ever met. Talk about the biggest cheering section I could have asked for at Miss Wisconsin. Talk about how many iced vanilla lattes with almond milk were ordered for me by these incredible humans this year. Thank you for always making sure that I was safe, that I was hydrated, that I had everything I needed, and that I wasn't about to get hangry on anyone. Thank you for patching up my boo-boos when I accidentally fall in holes. Thank you for snapping pictures of me having so much fun on parade days. Thank you for always making sure I have vegetarian options. Thank you for always making sure that I am on time and where I am supposed to be. Thank you for supporting me not only as Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest with the crown on, but also as Youth Pastor Zoe, local musician Zoe, and just Zoe. There are a great number of people who give and donate their time and talents to the Miss year after year. I would like to give a huge thank you to Brilliant Bodywork Med Spa, who provided me with facials and skincare all year long. Polly Papadopoulos Voice Studio for preparing me to perform at my absolute best at State. Bob Zettler at Design Photography for always making me feel beautiful. Duluth Trading Company for giving me the best pair of jeans I have ever owned. Don Dial at the salon for encouraging me to have short hair and then making me love it. Both Jean and Colton for helping me with my makeup skills. Carrie for making sure all of my wardrobe pieces fit me exactly right. And thank you to Cowgill Dental, Howe's Diamond Jewelers, and Monet Floral for also being sponsors this year. To Nick, Regan, and Sue, even though you technically weren't my directors, I am not sure how I would have gotten through this year without you. You three have been an essential part of my year from the very beginning, helping with rehearsals and mock interviews, and making sure that I was ready to take on the role of Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest. After I won, you continued to bless me with cheerful texts and pick-me-ups, constant laughs, too much sassiness to count, and wonderful friendship. The young women that you will be directing in the years to come are so incredibly lucky to have you as their directors. Now, let me tell you all something about Sally Stinson. Just as I had no idea what I was getting myself into, she had no idea who she was going to spend her last year as a director coaching. Sally took me under her wing immediately. I was an overwhelmed, anxious, hot mess of a pageant girl who had just won Miss Lacrosse Oktoberfest, not even having stepped foot on the fest grounds before. Sally answered all of my questions, answered all of my phone calls, and put all of my anxieties at ease. I could spend a lifetime of car rides with Sally if it meant that I got to pick her brain and her wealth of knowledge about pageants. Sally, thank you for coming to dress fittings with me, for planning my farewell party, for looping my somewhat oblivious family in on what all of this pageant stuff was really about. Thank you for always pushing me to be the best, most poised, professional, and graceful version of myself, while always advocating for me and my heart. Thank you for loving me for me and not trying to turn me into something different. Thank you, Sally, for always keeping it real with me about what I was doing right, what needed a little help, and whether or not you liked my hot pink Barbie heels. The entire Miss Wisconsin class of 2023 deserves a round of applause for being an incredible group of young women, but I wanted to highlight these four ladies who kept my head above water during Miss Wisconsin week. Jenna, Abby, Ellie, and Gabriella are four women who truly live out the values of service, style, success, scholarship, and sisterhood. These women are what makes the Miss America opportunity special and important. These women are advocates for those with less of a voice. They are all so true to themselves and hold themselves with such grace and poise. I could have not done Miss Wisconsin Week without you, or our hotel room chats, backstage laughs, and of course, the candy salad. To the lucky young woman who is crowned as the next Miss La Crosse Oktoberfest, take it all in. This next year will take you on the ride of your life, and you will want to make sure that you try to slow down and be present as much as possible. Never be ashamed to ask for more pictures taken, to have memories or keepsakes, to collect more buttons. You have an entire 6 decades of sisterhood behind you, and I think that I can speak on behalf of all of us when I say that you can come to us with anything that you need. And to the young women that don't win tonight, you are in such a crucial place in your journey, and the skills and relationships that you have made over the past month are going to serve you for a lifetime. For some of you, this is a lifelong dream, and for some, something that you're trying for the very first time. No matter your circumstance, know that you should be incredibly proud of yourself and the work that you have done to be on the stage tonight. At the end of the day, the crown is just for a year, but your excellence is forever. And remember, now might not just be your time, so please do not give up on your dreams. And to little Zoe, who never believed that she was good enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, or smart enough to hold a title and represent a city and a community, you are enough. You have always been enough, and this is just the beginning. Thank you for showing up for yourself all year and proving your inner demons wrong. All you have to be Miss La Crosse Oktoberfest is you, and that has always been enough. And last but very not least, God. It has been my faith that has propelled me through this last year, and it has been my faith that has held me strong through all of the ups and downs. I came into the competition on September 10th, 2022, feeling at peace that if it was in God's plan for me to hold the title of Miss La Crosse Oktoberfest, then this was the plan for me. I am so eternally grateful for the last 365 days, and I am at peace moving into whatever God has in store for me next. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Love from me to all of you good humans.